In the Office folder of the main menu on the E63, there's a number of useful applications. You can see we have a calculator, normal calendar, the kind of stuff you would expect. Quick Office for dealing with Microsoft Office compatible documents, and one of my favorite applications, the dictionary. You can download multiple languages, but we're just going to stick with the English language that's in there now. Just start typing. I'm going to type test. A bunch of matches come up. I'm going to click on test, and then you can see the full definition of it. And it's great when you have the other languages too. It's handy for German and Italian, or when you're traveling somewhere else in Europe and stuff. You can see there's support for wireless keyboards, notes, clock application, WPDF reader, even a zip file manager too. You can always download new applications using Nokia's download app. One of the more handy applications for business users is Mail for Exchange. This allows you to synchronize with a Microsoft Exchange server for not only push email, but also over-the-air synchronization of contacts, calendar, tasks, that kind of thing. Right now we're on an Edge connection because this is a European spec device, so it doesn't support AT&T's 3G network. It's going to take a little bit of time. I'm going to show you how the keyboard works when doing a text message. So we're just going to create a blank text message, send it to a fake number, start typing. I notice that sometimes the beeps don't keep up with my typing. It seems to buffer the keystrokes fine, but the beeps just don't keep up, so it's a little disconcerting while you're typing. You just have to trust that it knows what you're doing. And in general, it seems to be quite accurate. There are a number of themes included on the device, and you can see that there's a Ruby Dark and Ruby Light theme here. That's for the red phone, like this one. But the E63 also comes in a blue color, and there's matching ultramarine, dark, and light color schemes as well. And then, of course, there are generic dark and lights. There's always options for downloading new themes. The dedicated one-touch keys here can also be reconfigured, so you can see by default we have contacts, calendar, and messaging, but if you wanted the calendar key instead to pull up something different than the calendar or a long press for new meeting, you can do that. You could have it bring up the gallery and then maybe have a long press bring up the camera, if we can find it. So now press the calendar button, we get the gallery, we long press it, and it brings up the camera. As I mentioned before, the camera is pretty basic, 2 megapixel, no autofocus or anything like that. Doesn't have the nice N-series look to it in terms of settings. But it still has workable flash and that kind of stuff. Bring up the photo viewer. And you can see the photos we just took. No fancy screen transitions or anything like that, but a workable system for a business phone. So that's our quick look at the new Nokia E63, the newest member of Nokia's E-series of business devices. Good looking phone, pretty good feature set, missing a couple of high-end things like GPS, HSDPA data, but lower price and arguably better looking than the E71 that it would compete with to some degree. Very pleased with the device, we like it a lot. E63 has already passed through the FCC in the United States, so we know we're going to see it here eventually. We don't know if it's going to be on any particular carrier, but we'll see it here.